You need Orrin here. We are about to get underway with the Saints, New Orleans Saints versus Lions game. Feels like it's been a while since I've live streamed, especially like a Lions game, and it feels like a long time since that disappointing Thanksgiving game where I went all the way to Green Bay to the Stadium View Bar dressed in my Lions gear. Which reminds me, hang on a second. I dressed in my Lions gear and watched it with a bunch of Packers fans, and it did not go the way I imagined it. But all things considered, those Packers people were actually a lot more polite than what you would expect. All right. The Lions are playing on the road, so I got to wear the white thing for as far as shirts go that I have. All right. And I got a bunch of snacks. I got peanut butter trail mix, which is reduced sugar. And I got, you can barely see it, but I got reduced sugar hot cocoa with sugar-free marshmallows and sugar-free Hershey's chocolate bars mixed in. I'm just waiting for it to show up on my NFL Plus app. Still getting the preview. Just waiting patiently. As far as I can tell, the game has not started yet. All right, they're starting to warm up, but I'm going to go get my hat real quick. They're getting ready for the kickoff, as far as I can tell. Kickoff is underway. Khalil Dorsey catches it and gets brought down at the 20. They're introducing Jared Goff, showing his stats and stuff. Of course, the storyline with him has been all of his turnovers the last couple of games. Can he get back on track? Jameson Williams is out there on that first huddle. That's encouraging for him. They say he's been making a lot of improvements as far as like stories and the coaches and stuff. Oh my God, they fumbled on the opening drive. Samuel Porta jumped onto it. That's not a good start. And there's already a fumble, but luckily the Lions stepped on it and 77. Or no, that was Jonah Jackson, who is just now back for the first time in a couple of weeks. He got penalized with a false start. All right. They hand it off to Montgomery. He gets about 4 yards there. Yeah, not what you wanted to see right away. Despite the penalty, it's good to have Jonah Jackson back. So he should help with the pass protection, especially with the run blocking. From what I know about the Saints, they're good at getting turnovers, though. And their quarterback apparently is very good at – it's very easy to read him if you're a secondary player, so – all right. 2nd and 11. Goff under center. St. Brown in motion. They hand it off to Montgomery again. He breaks a tackle, gets about 3 yards there. They got one more drive to get a first down. I'm thinking they're probably going to have to punt it unless they get something miraculous going. They're good at doing that, so – I see I have one person in here so far. Hello, how are you doing? Hi, Hey, hi, how are you? Thanks for joining with me, even if it's just for a split second. So as far as this Lions game goes, it just started. There was already one fumble on a botched snap, but the Lions got onto it, luckily. 3rd and 7. They hand it off to Montgomery again. He gets the first down. Running backs doing what they do best. I don't know why I doubted the Lions there on that drive. They're really good at getting the first downs. You know what? I think I'm going to look up the stat real quick in between plays. I want to look up where the Lions rank in terms of getting first downs. Anyway, 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Goff under center again. They hand off to Montgomery again. He's been carrying this drive so far. The NFL Plus app has multiple versions of this game you can watch, but one of them is like the game with stats and then just the regular version of the game. And then there's like I guess they call it the NFL View thing. And it just did something for the first time where like it shows you, it puts the name of the player above like where they're standing. Yep. And circles underneath. Goff does a play action pass to Jameson Williams for another first down. Nice catch by J-Mo. There's flags on the play, though. What's the flag? Oh, Goff got hit by 2 defenders on each side there. Roughing the passer. Give me roughing the passer. Pass interference defense. Decline. Yep, roughing the passer. 15 yards added and first down. Way to go, guy. Lions, way to take one for the team. $59 total plays of 20-plus yards this season, which is the most in the NFL, which includes 49 passes. Yeah, that's the Lions' offense story. they'll do explosive plays. That's what they like. They want their playmakers to be able to, get 7 yards on a play where they could easily get like 4 yards, getting that extra yard. That's why they drafted players like Sam Laporta. That's why they signed players like Montgomery. Gibbs is in the game right now. They hand it off to him. And he's running. He gets a first down and more. He's breaking away. He's going. He's almost at the end zone. He gets dropped down at the 3-yard line. Nice run by Gibbs. He has that breakaway speed right up the middle there. Oh, that tackler just missed him. He actually kind of juked him out a bit, too. And then just darted right past him. That's good to see. And it's first and goal. Montgomery's in the game. James Mitchell, the tight end, is in the game. Montgomery's running around the right side. Easy touchdown, Lions. That's a great start for the offense. Whew. They recovered from that first play of the game fumble, and they got a touchdown. Whew. Goff is like touchdown, like right before it happened. Montgomery has a touchdown with the first 9 games with the Lions. That's good. He was good with Chicago, consistent with Chicago. But with the Lions offensive line, you see what kind of damage he can do. The Lions rushing game gets them on the board first. And I have that first down stat up now. I'm looking at it as we go to commercial break. Dallas Cowboys are leading the NFL with 280 first downs. The Buffalo Bills are next with 271. Washington Commanders at 254. Baltimore Ravens, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, where am I at? Are fourth with 251. Philadelphia Eagles, fifth with 250. Detroit Lions are tied for sixth with 247, tied with the San Francisco 49ers. So, yeah, I think being able to get a lot of those first downs is like the key to a lot of this. So, man. It's called NFL Vision. That's what I'm watching it on right now. So with the NFL Plus app, if you're tap on the home tab, it says just the regular Detroit and New Orleans game, Detroit at New Orleans with NFL Vision, and then Detroit at New Orleans with NFL Stats. I think I'll try the one with NFL Stats now. I just kind of want to get an idea for this. So I like to think of these streams as part product review for the NFL Plus app, especially watching it on a tablet, because I know most people just prefer to watch it on, their big screen TVs or with, what do you call it, Roku or whatever. But, I like to try different things and see what works, what doesn't work, Like I said, I got my peanut butter trail mix. It's the reduced sugar version. And I got my hot cocoa here, which is all reduced sugar or sugar-free. So reduced sugar cocoa with sugar-free marshmallows and sugar-free Hershey's chocolate bars mixed in. I got a bunch of my Christmas shopping done yesterday. And during that Christmas shopping, I stocked up on a lot of, junk food snacks, but they're all like sugar-free stuff. So as we all get older, we have to pay more attention to our health. And I hope I'm doing a good job of promoting that. And look what I also purchased in the mail, too. I'm covering up the swear word, but coffee from Benchwarmer Brews. I'm going to get Brandon Perna. I'm going to try to get him to raid me the day that the Lions play the Broncos using this. But yeah, I went to his website and I purchased the most recent version of his coffee. And this just so happens to be the most recent one, the one that's been promoted the most. So I can't wait to try it, but I need to get a coffee maker to do that first. But yes, I'm going to try to get Perna to raid me during that Lions and Broncos game, assuming he does raids. I think he does. Anyways, first and 10. Derek Carr's dropping back, processing, scrambles, dumps it off, and it's intercepted! Juwan Johnson, it bounced off of his hands and then landed right in Brian Branch's hands, and it was intercepted. Man, I love interception plays. They're the most exciting plays, especially when the Lions do it. The defense is back on track now. I knew it's possible Carr could throw some interceptions, and he already has one on the first play. Very similar to that Kadarius Toney one against the Chiefs way back in week 1, except it wasn't a pick 6. But Branch was just in the right spot at the right time, and he got the interception. The Lions defense, hopefully they make enough adjustments, and they're doing what they do best. First and 10 at the, 17-yard line? Goff under center. Hands it off to Gibbs on a jet sweep. Runs out of bounds, picks up about 4 yards. Lions are looking fun so far. We've forgotten about that first botched snap fumble. I've seen the Saints on 1 or 2 primetime games earlier this year. As far as I can tell, it seems like there's kind of a divide amongst their team. Like Derek Carr has his own clique on the sidelines, whereas like Chris Olave and some other people have their own clique. So it seems like that kind of team where they're just like not really a team. Goff, quick pass for Reynolds, incomplete. That one was a little close to being intercepted because there was Reynolds had somebody covering him behind him, and then somebody else was running the opposite way. Bit of a risky play, but, it's just an incomplete. Third and 6, Goff and shotgun. Gibbs standing to his left. And he passes. Caught to Laporta, touchdown! Leave it to Sam Laporta. I need to change the score, by the way. Dan Campbell is back at the stadium where he's been an assistant head coach for the 5 seasons prior to arriving to Detroit, where he learned under then head coach Sean Payton, one of the best coaches in the NFL. But Campbell will be going against Payton later in the season when they play the Broncos. Less than 5 minutes into the game. Lions are up 14-0. Woo! We're in a good mood right now. We still don't have a good idea for how much the Lions defense has improved because we only had one play, and that was a really good first play for the Lions where Branch got that interception. Derek Carr seems like one of the middle of the pack quarterbacks. He had a really, really good season a couple of years ago when he was with the Raiders. Like I said, I think he's kind of on one side of a division with like the Saints people. So I think it was a Thursday night football game I was watching where the Saints were playing, and he tried to throw it deep to Chris Olave, who's playing in this game, by the way. And Olave just gave up on the route, and Derek Carr was shouting at him like, "What are you doing?" Like visibly, like where we can see it as viewers. What are you doing? And yeah, so I don't know if it's just Olave like being lazy or if it's just like Carr being a jerk, but like they have some personnel issues. I think they need to sorting out. So, and I hear Saints fans are calling for their head coach's head, Dennis Allen. So a lot of teams are doing that this season. I think probably maybe a third of the NFL teams might have their head coaches that they started this year with fired by the time it happens. So, which really makes me worried, that the Lions are going to lose Aaron Glenn as a defensive coordinator because he might go to be a head coach somewhere. Oh man, could we Lion that? What would we think about that, Detroit Lions fans? Oh yeah, Aaron Glenn is also back home in New Orleans. He was like their DB's coach. He came over with Campbell to the Lions, and then now he's the defensive coordinator for the Lions. But Alex Anzalone, who is not playing in this game, he didn't even get on the plane with the team because he's got an injury or something. I think it was a thumb injury. No, not thumb injury, something. Alex Anzalone also had his rookie years with the New Orleans Saints, and he sort of knows what the Lions' current coaching staff that was with the Saints likes to try to do on defense. So he's kind of like an extension of their defensive coaching staff, but he's not playing in this game. So instead, the Mike linebacker is none other than Jack Campbell. I would be wearing his jersey right now, but the Lions are an away team. But I'm excited for Campbell to get this shot to be able to lead the defense in that way. They've been trying Campbell at like edge rusher positions, which isn't really his like strong suit. That's not what he was trained to do, Like Right or Wrong said, if you're going to have a linebacker play edge rusher, you might as well have Derek Barnes do it, who has experience doing it while he was in college. Excuse me. Pam Oliver, sideline reporter, saying, expect more energy from the Lions, from Jared Goff. Oh! Hutch and others. They tackled Jamal Williams right at the line of scrimmage. Jamal Williams, former Detroit Lion from these past 2 seasons, fan favorite. He's playing in this game against the Saints. As far as I can tell. I know Carr does like to do a lot of checkdowns to Alvin Kamara too. 2nd and 11 for the Saints. Carr dropping back to pass. He quick passes. Incomplete pass. Jalen Reeves-Maybin knocks it out of the hands. Number 41. Pascal starting. Quinton Balhana starting. Barnes and Jack Campbell. Along with Lee McNeil and Cameron Sutton, Tracy Walker, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, Jerry Jacobs. Lee McNeil and Aiden Hutchinson. Who needs no introduction. 3rd and 11. Carr dropping back to pass. Processing. Gets off the pass. Incomplete. Knocked away by Cameron Sutton. Intended for A.T. Perry, who was somebody I thought the Lions might draft. A lot of us Lions fans thought we would draft A.T. Perry, but the Saints did. Now it's 4th and 11. Saints unsuccessful. Nice pass deflection by Sutton there. And Tracy Walker is like, get out of here. And they're going to punt. And he catches it at the 35-yard line. And he's going for it. Khalif Raymond gets to the 46-yard line. The Lions defense stopped them from getting a first down there. Lots of good pass deflection, a lot of good tackle for loss there. So lots of things to like there from that defense so far. Reeves-Maybin had a good pass deflection there, as did Cam Sutton. Hutch and a few other people had a nice tackle for loss, even if it was like for 1 yard line against what it looked like to be Jamal Williams, I think. I'll double check the play-by-play just to make sure. Yep. It was Jamal Williams, and it was Aiden Hutchinson and Jack Campbell recorded as the tacklers. that nice young core nucleus. Even if the Lions aren't a top 10 defense, at least they have a nice young core to be able to build around, full of gritty football players who know what they're doing. So you got Aiden Hutchinson there, you got Aleem McNeil there as one of the tackles, and Jack Campbell, of course. Brian Branch is a slot corner. He could be a safety in the future. He can move around in those places. Cameron Sutton's there too, a signed free agent. Quinton Bohanna was listed as a starter there too in that game, so it's nice to see him doing some stuff. And I forget who the other defensive lineman was in there. Who did I say just a minute ago? Was it Benito Jones? I see I got two people in here. Thank you for joining me, even if it's for split seconds. It feels good to be back live streaming again. Feels like too long. Like, what was it, 10 days ago since Thanksgiving? And, yeah. It's nice to be watching Sunday football again with the Lions and, with your favorite team and all that. Although we are officially in the third of the season, so I'm going to try to change up my primetime preview stuff once again to try to accommodate for everything, because there's going to be a lot more Saturday games, and a lot of these games are going to kind of be scattered, and I want to make sure I try to cover as much of it as I can. 1st and 10. Goff under center. They hand off to Gibbs, and he goes nowhere. Right at the 46-yard line. Their own 46-yard line. They're talking about the fact that they got Gibbs at the 12th pick overall. It's like, yeah. He could be our Alvin Kamara. That's what I was thinking when they drafted him. Like, I kind of figured out the week before of the draft that I think the Lions were intending to draft Gibbs. I just didn't think they'd do it at the 12. I thought he'd be late first round, but they got what they got. Goff processing passes complete to Laporta, first down and more, all the way down to the 25-yard line. Big gain there. How many yards was that one? 29? Yeah, 29 yards. This Lions team is looking just like like when they played the Carolina Panthers earlier this year, like very few flaws and everything. Big gain from Laporta. Goff under shotgun. Processing. Passes to St. Brown. He burns through everybody. Touchdown. Runs right past like 5 different Saints players on other sides of him. St. Brown with a touchdown. That was another quick touchdown. Less than 7 minutes of the game, and it's 20-0, like the announcers are saying. They're already halfway to 40 points. But we still have a lot of game to go. This is like what the Ravens did to the Lions earlier this year. This is like the start. The Lions offense makes this team a playoff team. So, the Lions offense doing what they do best. And no turnovers from the Lions, at least not yet. So the Lions look like they're back to their old sharp self. So, like that game against the Bears a couple weeks ago, I honestly think the Bears defense has improved to where they could be borderline elite, where like their front seven is doing a good job of like deflecting the passes, and their secondary is doing a good job of like disguising their coverages and making it look like one person's going to cover somebody, and when really they're about to cover somebody else. And that's why they've been getting a lot of the interceptions and the turnovers that the Bears have against that game against Detroit, as well as the Monday Night Football game against the Minnesota Vikings. And then the Green Bay Packer game, they were just talking about it. Like some people were saying that they were just tired, but Goff was like, you know what, Green Bay had to go through the same thing as well and all that. So, but the Lions had a little bit of an extra rest going into this game. So they've had plenty of time to kind of fix whatever issues. I did see a clip of one of the Lions practices where Goff was practicing like tucking the ball away and like running like through defenders, even though it was just like coaches like whacking him with like one of those practice pad thingies. But you know, you got to improve where you got to improve on, you know. The Saints staff already looks demoralized, as they're pointing out. Three plays, 54 yards. The Saints kick returner always looks like, I want to go home. They need a steak. Let's get this game over with. Definitely a different vibe without Dan Campbell and Sean Payton there, and Drew Brees, who's a big part of their successful Saints teams. Because the Lions now are pretty much like what the Saints offense was back in the years when the Saints were super successful. High-powered offense, and every possible receiving option could get the ball and do a lot of damage. Yep, Saints fundamentals. 1st and 10, Derek Carr in shotgun, Kamara in motion. Monroe, Bardem. Carr's running it himself. Gained 7 yards. All right. The Saints are booing. Taysom Hill did something there, I guess. Derek Carr's not a mobile quarterback as far as I know. Bowden in motion. They hand it off to Kamara. So Kamara is 41. Good to know. Jack Campbell on the tackle there with Hutch. Alvin Kamara is past his prime now, but in his prime, he is pretty much what Gibbs is now for the Lions, you know. Just a jackknife weapon who can beat you in so many ways. Game break, Dolphins are up 10-0 against Washington. 3rd and 5. They're at their own 30. Carr and shotgun. Jamal Williams standing to his right. Carr processing, scrambling. He gets sacked. A sack. Finally a sack. Bruce Irvin. He's in the game. He got a sack. There we go. There you go, Detroit Lions fans. We finally got a sack. We finally did it. Showing the replay. Hutch gets all the attention, but Bruce Irvin kind of swings around and is able to get past him just in time. And, of course, they're going to punt. I heard someone yell, penalty, that's a penalty. Oh, he dropped the Khalif Raymond dropped it and picked it up. Tackled by Taysom Hill. It goes down to the 33. Taysom Hill and his balaclava. Number 51. 51 is Taysom Hill. Everybody remember that. That's the guy that we just signed a little while ago to help with our pass rush. And he's helping so far. Ooh, man. As I was saying earlier, I got my Christmas shopping done. I went to a souvenir shop called Volume 1, which had all sorts of cool stuff. And I figured that the people that I'm getting gifts for might like and appreciate. So I just got a packet, write the cards to go with it, and then send it out. Package it, write the cards, and send them out. You know, standard Christmas stuff. And I like to get it done earlier because, you know, the sooner the better. Oh. Excuse me. I'm just going to check out some of the stats of this game so far, specifically the team stats. Lions have had 8 first downs, 13 plays as opposed to New Orleans 7. So Saints don't have a first down in this game yet anyway. 141 total yards for the Lions, while the Saints have -6. And that's just on 3 drives each. Passing, the Lions have 78 yards. Rushing, the Lions have 63 yards. Possession, the Lions have possessed the ball for 544, while the Saints with 308. And Lions are 2 for 2 in the red zone, while the Saints are 0 for 0. Each team has a penalty. And now let's go to box score, individual stats. Jared Goff, 4 for 5, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 3 carries, 40 yards. So he had a key run on that one that led to that 1 touchdown. David Montgomery, 5 carries, 23 yards, and 1 touchdown run. Sam Laporta, 2 receptions, 42 yards, and 1 touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 1 reception for 25 yards and 1 touchdown. And Jameson Williams has a catch for 11 yards. That was the first down that kind of got the scoring going. One of the first ones. Oh, and it just updated. I guess Josh Reynolds has a running play for 6 yards, so I know what this next one is. Again, my tablet is behind other people, so. Hutch with a tackle for loss. Bruce Irvin tackle for loss. That was a sack. Jack Campbell has 2 tackles already. So I already said what the play is, I guess. No, Montgomery and Gibbs are both in the game. And Goff checks down to Montgomery, and he gets a loss of a couple yards. I'm watching it with Daryl Johnston and Joe Davis. Goff and shotgun. Second 11. Processing. Passes. Oh, it was almost intercepted. Intended for St. Brown. Woo. Almost intercepted. Goff got lucky on that one. I know Goff was struggling with turnovers, but the Saints are good at making turnovers on their defense, apparently. It's 3rd and 11. Maybe the Saints defense is finally waking up. Maybe, I don't know. I am worried that this game is they're going to cut the broadcast on this if the Lions get too far ahead. Goff processing, and he gets sacked. Zach Barn. Goff gets sacked. I wonder who let that happen. Penei Sewell. Oh, man. He just kind of dipped underneath Sewell to get him. I guess if Sewell's sackless streak hit, didn't end before. It definitely ended now. I thought Sewell gave up a sack in that last game, but he definitely did here. But that's a rare thing. Jack Fox punting to the 30. He's going to try to run it, but he gets tackled. Stopped by Jalen Reeves-Maybin and then finished off by somebody else. Yep. They're showing these silly graphics describing how good the Detroit Lions are. I hate, like, in general, when the broadcasts, like, think of these weird gimmicks for these graphics to describe stuff. And you see it, like, on NBC, on ESPN, on the Fox, and all that sort of stuff. I suppose it's just to give the graphic designers something to do to get paid. Carr checks down to Jamal Williams. He gets about 5 yards before being brought down. Second and 4. Olave's in the game. Carr's running it up the middle himself. He gets a first down. Oh, my gosh. He got tripped up. He almost broke away for a touchdown there. I guess Kaminsky got him. Taysom Hill blocking. Kirby Joseph just missed the tackle. Aimed for his feet and he missed. But it's 1st and 10 on the 50, right on the Saints logo on the field. Carr hands it off to Kamara. Tackled for no gain. Pascal gets the tackle. Go, Josh Pascal. I know I was hard on you in my last video, but, you know, you were drafted in the 2nd round when you should have been drafted on day 3. But, you know, you gotta do your part, man. I did promise last week I was going to do some different videos to kind of describe what's going on with the Lions defense, and I did that. I was going to probably do one more, but I feel like other YouTubers did a good job of describing what I wanted to describe, that I just let it go. Pass incomplete. But I think I made my point clear with that, and you know, everything seems to be clicking on all cylinders in this game so far. We're only in the first quarter still. Excuse me. But I plan on trying to get back to things getting back to relatively normal. The only thing I'm going to do different, I've been doing shorts about the 5 players to watch as well as the primetime previews. Carr processing. Passes. Incomplete. No flags. Brian Branch on the coverage for that one. 4th and 9. Yeah, the throw was too high on that one. Anyways, I think I'm going to try to do like on Wednesday or something, like a video previewing all the primetime games, like all the games that are not like Sunday at 1 o'clock or 4 o'clock, because there's a lot more Saturday games that are about to start happening. And I want to make sure I get a preview for all of them. And it would just be easier to kind of lump them all into one. And, you know, and just to try to do something different and to freshen things up a bit, you know. And instead of doing what I've done for the previous versions of the videos, I'm going to do like 5 interesting facts about like each of those games. And it'll probably be based on like stuff I read in the NFL content I read about. So that's what I like to do anyway. I should still probably do something for Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football for tonight and tomorrow night. By the way, if you don't know, right after this game, I'm going to be live streaming the Eagles and 49ers game. So there won't be a post-game YouTube channel because I will be focusing on live streaming the other game. So there's a lady in an Egyptian costume who's staring blank onto the field. Lions got the ball, 1st and 10. Laporta lining up behind him and Montgomery lining up behind them. Raymond and shotgun. Hand off to Montgomery. Laporta on the lead block. Montgomery gets the first down on that one. That's something I haven't seen before. The tight ends lining up behind the quarterback in the backfield and blocking like a fullback. Oh, boy. A quick pass intended for St. Brown, but the D lineman gets there to knock it down. Rejection swat. Granderson? Brock Wright lined up in front of him, but it looked like he was running out for a route. Didn't even attempt to block him. Second and 10. Goff and shotgun. They hand off to Montgomery. Gains about 3 yards there. Lions offense is lining up in different packages I'm not accustomed to. Ben Johnson really keeping everybody guessing. Third and 7. I'm wondering where Ben Johnson's going to wind up next year. Hopefully he stays in Detroit. Goff processing. Passes. Oh! Intended for Reynolds, but he didn't catch it. Incomplete. Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. And they're going to have to punt again. The Lions' offense has returned to earth for the moment. Let's not make this an interesting, possible come-from-behind win type of game for the Saints. Let's just blow them out, just like we did with Carolina. We already have 21 points in the first quarter, and, we can get more in the rest of the 3 quarters. So don't feel bad about these last 2 drives, I say. Almost blocked, but not blocked. Flags down as they catches it, and he gets brought down by Reeves-Maybin again. Jalen Reeves-Maybin has a couple of good tackles in this game. The NFL people should highly consider Jalen Reeves-Maybin for Special Teams Player of the Week. He just needs to do 1 or 2 more flashy things, in my opinion, and everybody else on special teams in the NFC shouldn't do anything. Jalen Reeves-Maybin is a team captain, and he's the captain of the special teams. It's on the Saints, 10 yards for holding. I really wish I had bigger magnets so that you guys can see these magnets better, but this is meant to signify the New Orleans Saints. I may try to order more fridge magnets soon, but time will tell. I know a mall nearby being where I might be able to pick some up too. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Carr under center. Kamara in the backfield. Pitches it to Kamara. Trying to run around the side and gains a few yards there, but is tackled. Kamara started off this season with a suspension over a domestic issue, I think, an alleged domestic violence issue. What was that, 3 games? But now he's back and he's doing his stuff. And he was really good jackknife type of weapon in his prime. But these days it seems like he's kind of past his prime a little bit, you know? And he's got like a contract extension that he's in the middle of, so. 5 seconds. 4, 3. They hand it off to Kamara, going up the middle. He gets the first down. And that's how the first quarter ends. I was getting to that beat of that song, and now it's on the commercial. All right, let's look at some of those stats again. Team stats. 9 first downs for the Lions as opposed to the Saints 2. Total plays, Lions 20, Saints 14. Total yards, 148 Lions, 33 Saints. Total passing yards, 69 for the Lions, -4 for the Saints. Rushing yards, Lions 79, the Saints 37. Time of possession, Lions 8:51, Saints 6:09. Box score stats, individual stats. Jared Goff, 5 for 9, 77 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jahmyr Gibbs, 3 carries, 40 yards. And David Montgomery, 7 carries, 39 yards, and a touchdown. Sam Laporta for receiving, 2 receptions, 42 yards, 1 touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, run, reception, 25 yards, 1 touchdown. For the Saints, they're rushing. Alvin Kamara has 4 carries for 10 yards. And then receiving, Jamal Williams has 1 reception for 6 yards. That's pretty much it for the Saints in their receiving. But Taysom Hill does have 2 carries for 28 yards. It says Khalif Raymond has a fumble. Oh, yeah, fumble. Probably the special teams thing. Aiden Hutchinson, 1 tackle for loss. Bruce Irving has that sack, which is also a tackle for loss. So I'm seeing a lot. Oh, QB hits. Aiden Hutchinson has 1. Bruce Irvin has 1. Jalen Reeves-Maybin has 1. So you're seeing some decent things from because I know Sutton has a couple of good pass deflections. Zach Bond has a tackle for loss. Yeah, I remember that one. And then Cameron Jordan has a tackle for loss. Zach Bond, yeah, he had the sack. And Brian Branch has the interception. And we're pretty much back. I heard Dan Campbell's voice. Going back to the Superdome means something extra, they're saying. Cohesion between all the departments. Never any divide, he says. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Carr under center. I heard Kyle yell, kill! They hand it off to the running back. Jamal Williams gets 3 yards on that. Down to the 30. Jamal Williams still doesn't have a touchdown for the Saints. Doesn't have the same old line as the Detroit Lions. So, yeah, I was shocked like everybody else when they didn't resign Jamal Williams. And then they signed David Montgomery, and it's like, oh, he's good at breaking tackles and that sort of thing. And he can kind of catch the ball a little bit, too. So in Brad Holmes' mind, they upgraded, I guess. They weren't playing games. Kamara gains a couple of yards, but tries to get around, but doesn't get far. It's Brad Holmes trying to send a message. Like, just because you were a team leader doesn't mean you can get your way with me, I guess. This is my team. Not to take anything away from Jamal Williams, because he's did a lot of great things for the Lions when he was here. So I was there in person to witness. It's 2nd and 4, by the way. I was at the game when he broke the Barry Sanders record. 3rd and 4. Carr dumps it off to Kamara. He gets a first down. Battery saver's on for my computer. Gotta plug that in. There we go. All right, 1st and 10 at the 40. They're on 41-yard line. Carr is going to try to run it again and doesn't get anywhere that time. Jack Campbell comes up to stop him. He maneuvered away around Hutch, but Campbell stopped him. I guess the green dot means he's calling the signals. Oh, Campbell did the pressure, but Carr got rid of it, incomplete. And there's a flag on the play. Holding offense 71 decline. Oh, none other than they're showing Chris Olave doing his thing. I'm sure Jameson Williams is thrilled to see him. Not. He was Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson or whatever. They were ahead of Jameson Williams when they were at Ohio State until Jameson Williams transferred to Alabama. And then both those receivers got drafted in the top 10 right ahead of Jameson Williams. Uh-oh. Was Hutch offside or did the offensive person draw him offsides? I don't know. Someone was offsides. Yep. False start offense. 5-yard penalty. Oh, yeah. The center motioned as if he was about to snap, and then he didn't. 3rd and 16. Carr, processing. He's running. Lets it go. Pass is caught to A.T. Perry. That's a first down. Not bad. Clock is running. 11:55 to go. Ball's on the 40 or 36 yards in enemy territory. Taysom Hill gets the ball, but he only gains a yard before Campbell tracks him down. Benchwarmer Brew. Go ahead and get it at benchwarmerbrew.com. That's Brendan Perna's coffee store online. You'll see different variations. It smells good, that's for sure. I just have to actually try it. I have yet to try it. 2nd and 9. Ball's on the 33. Another offsides penalty on someone. Their center offsides again. We'll take it. Yeah, the center's just flinching or whatever. So it's 2nd and 14 now. Ball on the 38-yard line. Carr processing. Dumps it off to Kamara. Gains 4 yards there. Tackled by Campbell and Branch. Even when the Saints make a play, it doesn't look clean. They don't have good fundamentals. Detroit calls a timeout. Okay. Since week 6, more yards, Cowboys and Lions. Interesting. Third and 9. Will the Saints do something? Lots of blitzing. Carr passes it. Caught. First down. Down to the 10. Kirby Joseph tackles him out of bounds. First and goal for the Saints. Saints are really trying to slow the game down. Carr hands it off. Going up the middle, gains 3 yards there to Kamara. Jimmy Graham. Carr passes a quick pass. That's a touchdown pass to Graham. The Saints finally get on the board. I guess. They finally are clicking on all cylinders. Good for them. I guess he fooled Tracy Walker or something. Lions are still ahead by 2 touchdowns, so the Lions got off to such a great lead that I don't think New Orleans will be able to recover. But anyways, I checked YouTube a second ago. I did not see Tom Grassi streaming anywhere, but I see Perna is streaming his game, the Broncos against the Texans. So let's check on some of the other scores right now. The Chargers are beating the Patriots 3-0. The Cardinals and the Steelers are tied. The Colts and the Titans. The Titans are beating Indianapolis 17-7. That's a division game, AFC South. Houston is defeating Denver 13-0 right now. 7:57 to go in the second quarter in that game. Interesting. Of course, the Broncos seem like a team that plays 4 quarters, so who knows? Atlanta's beating the Jets 7-2, so at least the Jets got a safety in that game. Miami's beating Washington 17-7. Washington Commanders, that is. And then we have our games later in the day. Carolina taking on Tampa Bay. San Francisco versus Philadelphia, which I will be live streaming. Cleveland taking on the Rams. I could have sworn the Browns and the Rams just played recently. It felt like those teams played recently. And then the primetime game tonight is the Chiefs at the Green Bay Packers. That's probably why Grassi's not streaming, because he's going to stream that game. Then the Monday Night Football game is Cincinnati Bengals at Jacksonville Jaguars. It's fun stuff, fun stuff. Hello, Pam Tree Squidward. Thank you for joining me today. Just chilling, watching the Lions and Saints. Lions off to a great start, so thank you for joining me. Do you mind if I just refer to you as Squidward? What a character you chose. He's Detroit Lions pride. Let's go, Lions. Keep up the grind, my boy. Thank you, Detroit Lions pride. I appreciate it. So appreciate the support. So, I try to do what I can as a YouTuber here. So kickoff is taking place, by the way. It goes in the end zone. My day's been pretty good so far. I'm enjoying a nice, comfortable Lions lead so far. Yesterday was really good. I didn't have to work at all, and I got a lot of Christmas shopping done. I got a lot of cleaning up done. I actually went out to a bar last night for the first time in a while, a bar I discovered nearby the place that I live. Lots of older people, like in a group there, like a work party or something like that. And they had SNL on the TV screen, and we watched a lot of that. Montgomery gets run. Like everybody at the bar last night, like we were watching SNL, and there was a skit that came up where like all the cast and Emma Stone were like all naked and picking up garbage and riding around in dumpster trucks in the middle of New York City. And we're like, wait, what is going on here? It's like, it's an SNL skit, I guess. So injury on the field, by the way. And then, yeah, nice relaxing weekend, enjoying some football. And we're taking an injury timeout. I didn't see who that injury was, by the way. Maybe the box score will tell me. And I apologize in advance just because I know I watched this on my tablet with the NFL Plus app, so that stream is behind what you guys are probably watching and what the ESPN box score is. So sometimes I do like to look at it to kind of cheat and try to get an idea for what's going on. But, I figured everybody's probably using Roku on their big screen TVs to, when they stream their games. And I figured I might as well try something different and think of it as a product review of sorts. Frank Ragnow is the one that's injured. Oh, no, not Frank Ragnow. Not him. He's been struggling with turf toe for quite a bit. Crap. Watch, he'll be like back in like 2 plays later, and then like everything will be all fine. Hopefully it's not like he's has to come out of the game, because we need all of our offensive linemen. That's been one of our biggest strengths for this team for a while now. When you rebuild a team, everything starts with the offensive line, and the Lions, I think, get that concept, because then you get that, you can get your running backs going, and then that can help set up your play action. Then you can pass to your wide receivers, and then you have a quarterback who's good, at least good at decision making. If you can't get a mobile quarterback who can dual threat and be dangerous that way, at least get one that's a good captain, one who's an accurate passer, and a good decision maker, and that sort of stuff. That's the way I see it anyway. Because baseball is the type of game where I think if you have great pitching and great defense, you can win a World Series more often than not, just because, the position that controls the outcome of each play is the pitcher, because everything starts with the pitchers, and he just so happens to be on the defense side of that sport. Whereas football, the quarterback dictates most of what happens on each of the plays, and the quarterback just so happens to be on the offensive side of the ball, which is why I'm kind of now convinced that if you want to have a successful football team, you got to make sure your offense is squared away. And we're back. Oh, he's helped off the field by trainers, shaking his head. Campbell's looking at him side eye. Gibbs gets the carry for a few. Okay. Graham Gaskell moved to center. Colby Sorsdale's in the right guard spot now. Colby Sorsdale, I know he's a developmental person. He could be a good depth piece. But so far this season, especially the last few games, it seems like he's really struggled. So I'm hoping Sorsdale. We need Sorsdale. I know you're a rookie, but please play good. 3rd and 2. Goff and shotgun. Quick pass to Laporta. And he's fighting for that. He doesn't get there. Shoot. Opinion on our running backs? I think our running backs are as good as you can get. You got Montgomery, who's a really good bell cow back, who can break tackles, get extra yards, and he can catch it when he needs to. And Gibbs is a home run threat. He's a jackknife. He can get yards receiving. He can get some quick yards, big plays with rushing the ball. And the Lions have been successful with both of them. So Lions are about to punt it, by the way. 7:20 to go in the second quarter. But your running backs are only as good as your offensive line. Jack Campbell on the tackle for that special teams play. Jalen Reeves-Maybin there too with the assist tackle. I am really advocating and campaigning hard for the NFL to give Jalen Reeves-Maybin Special Teams Player of the Week. But a lot of things have to go right for that to happen, because he's getting up there in impressive tackles. If he can do something flashy, and then nobody else in the NFC special teams, does anything flashy, then maybe he could have a shot, But yeah, Montgomery, he spent several years with the Bears, was consistent with them, even though they had not the best offensive line. Montgomery comes over here. He's doing much, much better and more consistent with our offensive line, which has helped the Lions be successful. First and 10 at the 10-yard line. Jamal Williams in the backfield. They hand it off to him. Gains about 3 yards there. Rodrigo and Kaminsky on the tackle, it looks like. Showing Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell is the one Detroit Lions player whose jersey I bought. Funny story. I was at the NFL draft party at the Soaring Eagle Casino, and I got really drunk there while I was watching the draft and getting ready for the draft and all that. And I must have loved the fact that they got Jack Campbell so much that I drunk ordered his jersey there that night. Carr processing passes caught to Olave, out of bounds, 3 yards short of the first down. But I remember watching Campbell's interviews, and he seemed like a genuine, good person. And, he talks about, his relationship with his grandpa and all that before he passed away. And, he on draft day, he's just messing around in the woods like a typical, outdoors guy, while all the other NFL players are trying to be flashing bling at the draft night and all that. So Jack Campbell just seems like a real American guy, like Superman, Carr to Mara. Forced out of bounds. Barnes forced him out. One of the refs is injured. Oh, boy. Yeah, definitely. They're definitely like those versions of those players. We had both of those players from last year, as well as Deuce Staley as the running back coach and assistant head coach, and all three of those people are gone. And now we have Gibbs and Monty and I forget the name of the Scotty Montgomery, I think is his name, the running backs coach / assistant head coach now, came over from the Colts. But yeah, but both of them in their own ways are upgrades because I guess the Lions were getting tired of Swift getting injured so consistently and all the time, and they just wanted to upgrade to somebody younger and fresher, and that's kind of what happened there. And then we Lions fans all thought that Jamal Williams is going to come back because he's like, team leader, brings the energy and everything. And then like the contract negotiations kind of stalled. And all of a sudden out of nowhere, the Lions signed Montgomery. It's like, whoa, what's going on there? Like, I remember being shocked by it, but then like I kept hearing about like, oh yeah, Montgomery's really good at breaking tackles, getting, a lot of yak yards. He can catch the ball occasionally too. So it sounded like he was kind of an upgrade. So, but yeah, you can make any running back amplify their skill and make them better, get them better stats, and make them help the team more with a great offensive line, which is what the Lions have when they're all healthy, that is. So, but one thing I did know, the Dan Campbell regime, they came over from the Saints, and from the Saints teams from the past when they had like high-powered, explosive offenses with players like Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara when he was in his prime, and all sorts of receivers and tight ends who any one of them could get the ball at any point in time. And I think the Lions were aiming to recreate that, which is why they really wanted Gibbs in the draft. And I figured that out a week before it happened. I just thought Gibbs would have been taken at 18 instead of 12, but it happened that way. So yeah, I figured it was Scotty Montgomery. I was hesitating to remember him. I don't hear too much from him at all, but it is Scotty Montgomery. While Deuce Staley kind of had fun with his job there, Scotty Montgomery seems like a serious general, like leader type. When he speaks, then he commands respect from everybody. So, it sounds like it's good that we have this guy in that position there. So, Green, my day is going great. Lions are doing well, and I couldn't be happier and snacking on some sugar-free snacks. So how about you, Green? Glad to be back here. 5:43 to go in the second quarter, first half, whatever you want to call it. That's good to know, Green. Good to know. Oh, it's a chain gang member. Rolled ankle or something worse. It's rare to see somebody on the chain gang or the refs get injured. So check in with Kurt and Jimmy, they said. Oh, by the way, after this Lions game is over, I'm going to be live streaming the 49ers and Eagles game. So it's a back-to-back live stream type of game for me. So there won't be any post-game Lions reaction video just because right after this, I'll be doing that. So just so you guys know. I'm yet again going to try to do something different for the primetime previews stuff that I've been doing. Last time, it's just been shorts with like 5 players to watch. Now it will be like an actual YouTube video, but with like 5 interesting facts about this game. It could be about players. It could be about the stats. It could be about the coaches. Just something interesting about it. Top 3 favorite teams besides the Lions. It's funny. I've been trying to search all season for an NFL team in the AFC to try to root for, but like at some point or another, like a lot of those teams like really took me down. Early in the season, I wanted to root for either the Steelers or the Browns, and then they both played on Monday Night Football. And both teams kind of disappointed me because the Browns' really good running back was out for the season, and then the Steelers. So I think I'll just go with Steelers and Texans. Those are two right there. Those are two. Because the Texans kind of remind me of the Lions about being an up-and-coming rebuilding team, and that's kind of what I appreciate about them there. Yeah, I saw that. Steelers and Texans right now are two of them. The Broncos have been impressing me lately. I know definitely not the Seahawks. The Seahawks are the team that I hate the most right now just because they've been a huge nuisance to the Lions in recent years. I do tend to pay a lot of attention to the Packers just because A, I'm a Tom Grossi fan, and B, I live near a lot of Packers fans with where I live. So it's nice to know about what's going on with them. Oh, yeah, Commanders. Commanders is my third team because they have Sam Howell and Jahan Dotson. Nobody thought Sam Howell was a good quarterback when he came to the Commanders, but I was the only one who's like, guys, Sam Howell's really good. He's just – when his last year in North Carolina, he just didn't have any receivers or offensive line for pressuring him. And he went to a team where he didn't have any O-line protecting him because he's leading the league in sacks, but he has good wide receiver targets. And Sam Howell is a lead leader in passing yards. So I like the Commanders just because of Sam Howell, basically. So Steelers, Texans, and Commanders. About the Texans, C.J. Stroud. Even though he was an Ohio State fan, I thought he was probably the best quarterback out of everyone there and I thought the Lions might try to draft him to replace Goff back when we all thought Goff was a bridge quarterback because C.J. Stroud is mobile, but only when he wants to be. And he's really accurate at deep passes, not just to get the ball to the receiver, but to place it in a spot where he knows the cornerback won't be to give the receiver more leverage to catch the ball against him. So to answer that question there, play still has not resumed yet. That is a very good question, Green. And we're finally going to get a healthy Brock Purdy for this game, from what it looks like. I think the 49ers. I think the Eagles are due for another loss against a good team because who do the Eagles lose to? The Jets because of the interceptions. All right, here we go. The punt is off. We finally resumed play. I'll go with 49ers for now. I just think the Eagles are due for another loss. Plus, if the Lions manage to continue the hunt for the number one seed, it'd be best interest for them to lose. But then the San Francisco would win, and they'd be in the lead for that. But because somebody's got to stop the Eagles, right? The defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs couldn't do it earlier, but yeah. Man, I was a Grossi fan ever since the Lions drafted Jameson Williams. I was shocked that they traded the draft capital to go up and draft Jameson Williams, and I was looking for context with it. And then I discovered his channel, and I realized, the Packers wanted Jameson Williams, I guess, and the Lions traded up with the Vikings to get him to make sure the Packers did. And that's what I thought at that time. And Grossi was really upset about it, and I loved that video reaction so much that I became a fan. Montgomery takes the direct snap, tries to get around, but no gain. during the Lions and Chiefs games, I was live streaming this game. I tricked Tom Grossi into rating me by like eating a cheeseburger, like something random and attention grabbing that got his attention. So he and his followers rated me, and I made a video about it. And that video has like 12K viewers now. So yeah. Aside from being a good football fan, Tom Grossi is like my kind of person individually. Like he has a lot of life figured out, I think. 2nd and 11. Play clock to 2 seconds. There's a flag on the play. Play is dead. A false start on someone. False start, offense 68. That is Taylor Decker. A pet peeve of mine is when the best of the Lions players are the ones getting penalties because they should be held to higher standards. So whenever Penei Sewell gets a holding tackle or holding penalty, then I get upset. And same thing with Taylor Decker, especially when it stops a key drive. So like if it's a rookie that gets a offsides, fine, they're still learning. But when a pro does it, Goff completes a pass to Laporta and gets several yards there, but still short of the first down. I remember last season when they played the Cowboys, one of the reasons we lost that game was because our key drive stalled because Penei Sewell had 2 holding penalties on that drive, and Taylor Decker had 2 holding penalties on that drive, and the Lions were not able to get into the game with the Cowboys at that point. It was a close game for most of the game, and then the Cowboys blew it out at the last few minutes. 3rd and 5. Goff processing, gets the pass off, caught to Laporta. First down, right on top of the Saints logo on the field. Triple set. Hand off to Gibbs, going up the middle. Goes nowhere. Nephi Sewell is on the Saints team. I forgot all about that. There's 3 Sewell brothers. Samoa people, I guess. Second and 9. Hand off to Montgomery. He's duking it away. Gets 3 yards on that one. 2-minute warnings coming up. This game has really slowed down. Ever since those 3 first drives with the touchdowns. My 3 other favorite teams besides the Lions, Steelers, Texans, and Commanders. If Ben Johnson gets hired away from the Lions, I think my prediction is probably he'd go to the Commanders just because he seemed to have bonded well with Sam Howell at the Senior Bowl a couple of years ago. And they both attended UNC. So I think Ben Johnson could scheme up some really good stuff for Sam Howell and Jahan Dotson and those guys if they can get good pass protection for the Commanders. That being said, I hope Glenn Johnson, like we all do. Like, I hope he stays in Detroit. Commanders could probably benefit from hiring AG as their head coach too, just because their secondary. They only have one good player in their backfield, their secondary, and maybe they can do some stuff to help them improve there. All right, here we go. Lions offense is back on the field. 3rd and 7. Goff processing. Passes. Caught to St. Brown. First down to the 25. The bread and butter play. That down the field, middle of the field, post play or whatever to St. Brown. Never fails. That Saints defender tried to dive to catch it, but he missed completely. That pass almost got blocked by a Saints D lineman, but it didn't. Khalif Raymond running the ball. Gets close to the first down. Might have just missed it. It was a fake high enough to one running back, and then Khalif Raymond grabbed it and took it the other way. Timeout, New Orleans. Laporta tries to block one Saints player. He had two Saints players to choose to block, and he chose one, and the other one got the tackle. Second and 1 at the 11-yard line. And Montgomery gets the first down and more, down to the 11. There's like a rainbow of lines there, like that 15-yard line, and then the line of scrimmage line, which is blue, then the first down yard line, which was yellow. Hey, Green. Nice to have you back. Just watching this last drive as there's a minute and 1 second left to go. Lions are on the verge of scoring again. 16 rushes, 14 passes. Goff under center, 1st and 10. The first down marker's at the 1-yard line. Hand it off to Gibbs. And he's trying to run through the middle there. He gets about a couple of yards. So if the Lions get into the playoff screen, who do you think they're going to face in the first round? Right now, it looks like they're going to face the Vikings, but it could possibly be a team like the Seahawks or the Packers if they get hot. Hopefully not the Cowboys. 2nd and 7. Goff processing, scrambling to his left. Passes it. Oh, incomplete, intended for St. Brown, right at the corner of the end zone. The only game I think the Lions might lose is against the Cowboys. I did predict them losing a trap game against the Broncos in my preseason video, but I think at this point the Lions should be able to beat them because we got our trap game loss out of the way with Green Bay last Thanksgiving. So 3rd and 7. Goff and shotgun. A bunch of receivers lined up on the left side. Processing, scrambling to his left. Passes off. Incomplete. Intended for St. Brown, but wasn't anywhere near him. It's too high for St. Brown. Peoples-Jones was wide open there, too. I'm surprised he didn't try to pass it to him. Riley Patterson. Kick is up and it's good. So we go into halftime with a few more points. Dan Campbell saying good job to Skip. As I always like to say, like we see those post locker room celebrations all the time where Campbell's always like, yeah, guys, we did a good job. The one that will always stick to me is from early last season when after the Lions beat the Washington Commanders. Dan Campbell goes, hey, Skip, nice freaking job, man. And then everybody chants, Skip, 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 Skip. So anytime I see Dan Skipper, I always think of that. Hey, Skip! Gives me chills every time. And they're preparing for the kickoff. Hill is back to get it. They're showing Carr on the sideline. Hands on his waist, be like, hey, we're playing a game. We're probably not going to win, but let's I'm getting paid, so I'm thinking about all the fancy things I'm going to get paid with my millions of dollars of contract money. And now I'm going out to the field. What's the next play? All right. Here we go. 1st and 10. And they take a knee. So need to go into halftime. Dan Campbell looks like he's talking to the sideline reporter, kind of doing the prep before the interview, halftime interview or whatever. She was green in a green suit. Halftime report. Let's catch up on these other games. Tyreek Hill has a 78-yard touchdown reception. In other words, the sky is blue. You guys think Tyreek Hill will be MVP? They'll give it to somebody else besides a quarterback? Falcons and Jets. Desmond Ridder in the game. Gets a touchdown pass to Michael Pruitt. 10-5, Falcons. CJ Stroud hands it off for a touchdown. 13-3 Texans. Tank Dell carted off on an injury. Unfortunate. The Broncos' winning streak might be over. Sorry, Perna. Trade McBride, 5-yard touchdown for Cardinals. Cardinals are winning 10-3 against the Steelers. Titans against the Colts. Derrick Henry scoring a touchdown. Titans are winning 17-13. Chargers beating Patriots 6-0. Fighting to win the NFC North. Vikings are on a bye week this week, right? Lots of fans at the Saints. That's good. That's good. Bye week teams this week. Buffalo, Chicago, Las Vegas, Minnesota, New York Giants, and Baltimore. Lots of teams on a bye. So I was right. Still on commercials. So I just got up. I finished my peanut butter chocolate trail mix, which was sugar-free, and I replaced it with cauliflower and broccoli. I got tea going, brewing right now. So just kind of restocking. I had to use the restroom. By the way, after this game is done and after I get done live streaming this, I'm immediately going to stream the 49ers and Eagles game. That'll be a good one. And be on the lookout for something different for the primetime preview videos. And yeah, that's pretty much what. And I'll probably be doing the Fridge Magnet Power Rankings again. I'll be returning to that. So I'm probably going to try to buy bigger fridge magnets to make them stick out, because when I do these type of videos, you can see the Lions one, obviously, but these ones have been a little bit too small, which is my biggest disappointment in these purchases for the videos I had planned on doing. But, you work with what you have. So I'm probably going to do one more award, unexpected video. It'll probably be like my predictions for who's going to win certain awards, like MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, all those sort of things. So be on the lookout for that. I think Dan Campbell should be able to win it as long as he's not cocky about it. Last season, I think it was Doug Peterson who won it. No, the Giants head coach, because he was on, I think, the Manning cast or something like that, and he was talking about, there's lots of good head coaching candidates like Doug Peterson and the guy from the Giants, and he listed those two coaches specifically because they were both coaching teams that the Lions defeated last year. So if Campbell can just kind of watch that sort of stuff and be humble about the situation, in my humble opinion, that combined with the Lions' success, then Campbell should have no problem winning that Coach of the Year award. All right, the tea is ready, although I think the bag might have broke a little bit, but that's okay. Showing highlights of the Lions' first half. Progressive game flow is what they're saying. And don't forget, Brian Branch had an interception in this game. I'm going to post a question in here. Feel free to answer it if you'd like. I think so far, Saints get the ball to start the second half. Carr in the center. Kamara in motion. Carr processing quick pass. Complete to Bowden. And Down to the 30. Very little gain. Second and 5. Carr under center. Hands off to Kamara. And there he goes. Looks like he got the first down. The first down yellow marker is very difficult to see whenever they put it on the white chalk. That's my one criticism of the way this game has been set up so far from a broadcast standpoint. Well, first and 10 at the 35-yard line. Carr dropping back to pass. Processing. He's going deep. Incomplete, and Jennifer Olave have bounced off his hands. Kirby Joseph on the coverage. Whew. He got his hand right in there. And clean, too. No flag that should have been thrown. So now it's second and 10 at the 37. Carr processing. Quick pass to Kamara. He gets a first down as he runs up the middle, right onto the Saints logo. Ali McNeil was slow to get up. That is an injury that I would be troubled with if Ali McNeil got injured. He did get up, but he's kind of hobbling. Oh, boy. I haven't heard any updates about Frank Ragnow. Yeah, he looks in pain. You can tell on his face as he goes to the sideline and sits down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line. Giving it to Kamara. Stopped at the line of scrimmage by Pascal. I like the run defense there, Pascal. Good job. I'll be complimentary of you when you're due for it. Carr processing, dumps off to Hill. Taysom Hill gets a first down and more, down to the 31. I'm bringing up an article about Frank Ragnow. I want to see what he's up to. He's been looked at in the locker room for his knee. He hasn't officially been ruled out as far as I've heard. Hand off to Jamal. No, Carr keeps it. Gains about a yard. Second and 9. Carr processing. Checks down to Taysom Hill on the sideline. He gets tackled immediately. Excuse me. Third and 12 for the Saints. Carr processing. Gets the pass off. It's deep. Did he catch that? He caught it at the 1 yard line. Oh, man. I don't know how he caught that. He was in really good coverage there by Tracy Walker. J.A. Jacobs, excuse me. Yeah, he dove at the ground and caught it right at the ground. I haven't heard Jacobs' name much in terms of beat coverage or anything, but it's first and goal for the Saints now at the 2 yard line. Hand off to Kamara, and he's in for a touchdown. The Saints score on their opening drive of the second half. Detroit defense 30th in the NFL and TD red zone percentage. I should have included that in my other YouTube video. Detroit will get the ball back. And then hopefully they'll be able to capitalize. They had scored three opening – their first 3 drives, they scored 3 touchdowns. And it kind of slowed down a bit. And then until the field goal to end the first half. Oh, yeah, just a reminder. I have the Refs Bench Warmer Brew coffee, which smells amazing, by the way. When I get a coffee maker, I'll be sure to try it. As long as it doesn't affect my health, because I am trying to reduce, caffeine, sugar, and all that stuff for now. But yeah, you can buy a Bench Warmer Brew. That's the Brandon Perna online coffee store. That's Good Sports. And I plan on mentioning that quite a bit when the Lions play the Broncos, and then I can get Perna in hopes of getting Perna to raid me. I think he does raids. I don't know if he does or not, but I do know he has a good, large fan base following. That would be good for. I'm going to have to think of a halftime raid bait gimmick for him besides just floundering that package of coffee, What would something that Perna would look at and be like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. He's a former video editor of pornography, so I don't think I'm going to have to don't go down that avenue, especially for YouTube, no. Maybe I try to reach out to Jess Brain, comment on a few of her videos and the stuff that she does. I've done that once before. I tried to do an experiment where I planted a seed. My raid bait video with the bucket of celery, the sequel video, I wanted to see if I could get Perna to bring it up on GPS by commenting on Khalil Dorsey brings it to the 28-yard line. But I commented on one of Jess Brain's videos. Oh. Pam Oliver, energy, continue, fast and finish it. Stay consistent. They're 1 or 2 blocks away from breaking a big run. Anyway, Lions 1st and 10 at the 28. Goff under center. Pitches it to Montgomery. Goes around to the edge. No gain on that. But anyways, comment on Just Brain's video. She'll tell Brandon Perna about me when she discovers one of my videos. And then Perna likes it, and then he brings it up on GPS. That's how you kind of plant the seed and let the wheels turn to mastermind something like that to happen. It didn't work that time as far as I can tell, but you get the idea. It's like something you would see Jim Halpert do on The Office or Dr. House do on his show when it was used to be on. St. Brown in motion, Goff in shotgun, handoff to Gibbs. Play is dead. The flags are down. False start, offense 87. That's Laporta. Okay. If a rookie gets one every now and then, all right, they'll learn from it. They got to develop. If it's like we've all been critical of Goff these last 2 games because of all the turnovers, because, we held him a high standard. He's an experienced quarterback. But if it's like a rookie, 2nd and 15. Checks down, pass incomplete. He was pressured on that one. 3rd and 15. Lions got to make a statement to stay ahead in this game, I think. Brian Breezy's in the game, number 90. I remember studying him in the NFL draft process. Goff and shotgun. Lots of receivers lined up on the right. Processing. Passes it to Laporta. Gains a lot, but nowhere near the first down. It's 4th down. Gonna have to punt. I've had at least one viewer in my feed. Bowden for the Saints takes it all the way to the 38-yard line. I've always had at least one viewer in this current stream. Like sometimes there's been like 2 or 3 or 4, but there's always been at least like one viewer. I always kind of wonder who that is. Of course, they're playing Don't Let Me Down from the Chainsmokers as they transition to break. Hopefully it's not like somebody from the government trying to monitor my movements and studying me and trying to influence me into committing a crime so that they can arrest me and take me to prison. Like something you'd see on House of Cards. Just kidding. Trying to study every little thing about the psychology of me. Kind of like, what's the name of that book that turned into that movie? Ready Player One. Which is a really good story, by the way. Steven Spielberg did a good job with that movie. At least I think it was him. Back to the Earl Grey and tea. The Saints are starting to get some momentum in this game, but the Lions, as the villains, it is their obligation to stop that momentum when the opposing team thinks they have it at their highest moment. It's the Lions' turn to take away the hope when they get the most hope, you know? The Lions seem to be currently without Frank Ragnow, and last I checked, Lee McNeil had to go off the sideline, so I don't know if both of those players are still out. I'm assuming Frank Ragnow is still out. I'm going to try to watch for both of them. First and 10 at the 38-yard line. Carr under center. Johnson in motion. Play action, processing. Pass down the middle. Caught to Olave. First down. They're booing Derek Carr, but they cheer when Taysom Hill comes on the field. Jack Campbell almost deflected it, but he came up just short. Carr dumps it off to Monroe. First down. The tight end. The Saints are driving down again. This is where the Lions defense needs to step up. I'm content if the Lions can get a key stop every now and then to slow down the momentum, you know. With how good the Lions offense is, the defense just has, they got to be. I'm mumbling a bit. The handoff to Kamara, and he's still going. What? I thought it was down at the line of scrimmage, but he gained like 8 yards, like somehow got out of that pile. That's the type of play I expect Gibbs to be able to do. Come on, defense. Lee McNeil's back into the game. That's good. That's good. Second and 1 at the first down's at the 6-yard line, I think. Hill's keeping it. No gain on that play. No first down. It was second and 1. Tracy Walker. Third and 1. Think back to that. Hill keeps it. He gets like right in front of the goal line. It'll be like first and goal at like the half 1 yard line. Think back to that week with the Chargers, like 8 straight stops. Kamara, he does not get through, I don't think. Oh, he's in. Touchdown Saints. Shoot. A 325-pound fullback. helped with the blocking on that. Number 99. Aaron Glenn knows this New Orleans Saints staff well, and vice versa. Are you sure that's in? Yeah. Break the plane for a touchdown. They're reviewing it. Is there any sort of superstition that I can do right now to get the momentum back into the Lions' favor? I don't think so, because I think the Lions' offense, I have confidence that they'll be able to score again. So they should still be able to continue winning until the clock is 0, until they win the game. I'll be right back. Did they rule it short? I just came back. It looks like they ruled it short. 2nd and goal. Think back to that time with the Chargers where they stopped the ball several times. Offsides. Taysom Hill. All right. These Saints people really seem to like Taysom Hill. That's cute. A Saints fan named their daughter after Taysom or whatever. Dorsey gets to the 20. 22. First and 10 for the Lions. At the 22-yard line. Gawk face a handoff, scrambling to his right. Lobs it up. Laporta. Oh, he almost caught it incomplete, but there's a flag on the play. What's the flag? Holding defense. 1. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down. All right, we'll take it. We'll take it. The guy in the green cleats. Goff fakes a handoff, play action, passes off to Brock Wright, and he bulldozes his way to almost to the first down. Going out of bounds. Brock Wright has some experience with some clutch plays every now and then. Second and 2. 3 tight end sets, it looks like. But Montgomery in the backfield, Jameson Williams on the other side. Goff under center. Hand off to Montgomery. Gets the first down. At what? The 38-yard line. And I think there's a flag on the play. Nope, that's just someone else's yellow towel or something. First and 10. 38-yard line. Goff under center. Gibbs in motion. Fake play action. Goff goes somewhat deep. Caught to Laporta. He's getting a lot of yards. First down and more. There he goes. Going out of bounds. Down to the 15. See? Lions I have confidence in with their offense. Laporta on a key play. Broke a tackle to get through that too. That's why you draft playmakers who are good at yak and good at breaking tackles. Well, he was wide open there at first. And then he got away from one tackler, then he got pushed out of bounds. But yeah, good scheming by Ben Johnson on that one. I can't tell who the center is right now. Montgomery there. Glasgow's there. Sorsdale's there, which means Frank Ragnow is still out. So, yeah, Frank Ragnow is still out there. Second and 9. The 13-yard line. Hands off to Gibbs. Breaks through a tackle. Up. Did it a Duke. Gains a few yards on that one before going out of bounds. 1:22 to go in the third quarter and counting. Sam Laporta chasing history, I guess. 81-62. It's already tied the Eagles guy with touchdowns, so. What? Laporta got poked in the eye. Is getting evaluated by medical staff. Okay. Goff hands off to Montgomery. Gets about a yard there. 3rd and 5. Not enough for a first down. Fourth and 4. What do you do there? Field goal or go for it? Are they going for it? They're going for it on 4th and 4. Here's the aggressive play. Now they're going for it on 4th down. Here we go. Goff under center. St. Brown in motion. Play clock ran out. And now comes the field goal unit. Yeah, just trying to drum up sides. I get sucked into that every single time. I don't know how the defenses do a good job at stopping with that. Yeah, I would take the points here. Get them where you can. .32-yard attempt for Riley Patterson. Kick is up, and it is good as the third quarter comes to a close. The Lions end the third quarter the same way they ended the second quarter, with a field goal. So the Saints need a touchdown to tie, and then an extra point or 2-point conversion to take the lead against the Lions. Hopefully the Lions defense can come up with some clutch plays to stop that from happening, or a turnover. Or a turnover. First and 10. The Saints get the ball at their own 25. Fumble! Yes! Fumble snap, Lion. Pascal gets on it. Yes, and it's Pascal too. Yes! I was just saying we needed a clutch play or a turnover and or both, and they get it on the first one. And that's the Lions offensive player, one of the ones I've been the most critical of. Pascal, way to go. Way to capitalize on the opponent's errors. Oh, it's Tracy Walker. But still, nice job on your roll in that play. One thing I will say about Pascal, he has been done some clutch things when we needed him. Woo! It's just what we needed. What a way to start this fourth quarter. First and 10 for the Lions at the 26. Goff hands off to Gibbs, and he's breaking through. Gets about 7 yards there. Second and 3. Laporta is back in the game, trying to get a block there. Gibbs gets a hug from Scotty Montgomery. Second and 3. Goff under center. Brock Wright in motion. End around, double end around reverse to Jameson Williams, and he's busting through. First down and more. There he goes. Dives in. Touchdown. Yes, J-Mo. No! The Lions drafted Jameson Williams. And now here he is with a clutch touchdown. Way to go, J-Mo. A double reverse to J-Mo, speeding through a first down and more. Fake. Jameson Williams end around. Nice blocking by some people. Just dives in. Woo! Superman dive. Lions are really impressive in the last few minutes there. That should set the tone for the rest of this game. J-Mo's starting to do some more good things for us. They're going for 2 on this play. So 33, down by 12. So if they get 2, then they're up by 2 touchdowns. That's why they're going for 2 here. Goff processes. Passes it. Oh, knocked away from St. Brown. Incomplete. 12-point game. One thing about Jameson Williams and the plays that they do for him, they're not a lot of deep. There are some deep threat plays where he blows the top off the defense, but there's also a lot of jet sweep plays or reverse plays like the one you just saw where Jameson Williams gets the ball from in the backfield and then it just takes off with his speed. So, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? Beast, I haven't seen you all day, man. How you been? No, the Lions defense still sucks. Well, they had a key turnover just a few minutes ago, so they just need to be good just enough to be able to help stop the momentum, which they hadn't been right up until now. So for now, I'm content with that so long as everything holds the way it's supposed to be for the rest of this game. You're back. Hey, it's nice to have everybody back right when we scored. So, but J-Mo is electric. Heck yeah, he is. So, yeah, I was just saying and praying, okay, come on, Lions defense. We need some sort of a stop or turnover or something like that. In the very first play, the Saints fumbled the ball and Pascal and Tracy Walker are all over it. So, one good thing that great teams do is capitalize on the opponent's mistakes often. And The Lions did that against the Chiefs. They're doing it now. They've done it a number of other times. So, you know, you don't like the run game? Could that be because Frank Ragnow is injured and out and Colby Sorzell's back? Because the run game seemed to have been really, really good during those first 3 drives when the Lions went up 21-0, like in the first 7 minutes of the game. So, but if one part of the offense isn't working, then the other one tends to pick it up, which is what happened in that Tampa Bay game because David Montgomery was out while Gibbs was already out. And then the passing game just kind of took over, and Jared Goff got Offensive Player of the Week with all of his passing and stuff. So, but the Lions are doing what they got to do to win this game. So they're up by 12 points right now. J-Mo's all smiles. I'm glad to seeing J-Mo playing so well lately. So I think he's getting in his groove. That'd be an interesting way to go it, though. So keep in mind the Lions' bread and butter is their play action. And in order to sell the play action, you got to start with a few run plays to get the linebacker conditioned to kind of cheat up to try to tackle the running back, because by the time they realize it's a fake, it's too late for them to drop back into coverage to help with the pass, which is why the Lions always do what they do with the play action, because they're really that good at it most of the time. And Goff is good at it most of that time. So, yeah, maybe they will switch it up with a pass play every now and then, but that's the logic behind it is what I'm assuming. Carr processing, gets the pass off about 5 yards there. All right. 2nd and 1. Okay, I got more on that than 5, but interesting theory there. So, Bowden. I've stated my opinion there, so we can agree to disagree. So, Lions still have 33 points in this game, though. It's another game where the Lions have scored 30 points, so offense is doing its job. Oh, that's all right, Jonathan. So just tuning in, watching the rest of this Lions game after that key turnover and touchdown by J-Mo. Taysom Hill runs it up for a few yards there. The Lions started off scoring 21 points in the first 7 minutes, and then the Saints have been slowly, gradually trying to make a comeback in the second half, and then the Lions just had a key turnover and a key touchdown there. Frank Ragnow is out with a knee injury. McNeil was out with some sort of injury a little bit ago, but he was back, and he's just now coming out. The Titans punter is getting lit up. Oh, man. Screen pass to Kamara. Gets a first down. Since new people are in here, I just want to point out right after I get done with the stream, I'll be streaming the Eagles and 49ers game. And then the primetime previews, I'm switching them up again, so be on the lookout for something different with that. Well, that punter is definitely not getting AFC Special Teams Player of the Week then. Jamal Williams goes nowhere. I've kind of low-key been trying to advocate for Jalen Reeves-Maybin to get NFC Special Teams Player of the Week, because he's had a few good tackles in this game. And I keep saying a lot of things have to go right for that. Like, nobody else in the NFC can do anything flashy, and Jalen Reeves-Maybin just has to do one or two more flashy things to do it. But Reeves-Maybin's been impressing me on special teams so far. So Carr processing on his logo, and he's getting sacked. He's getting sacked. Romeo Quora and Benito Jones were in on that. Oh, and there's a fight breaking out. Some pushing and shoving, but it quickly got broken up. Another sack. We had a sack earlier in the game by the new guy that they brought in, and I got excited because, yes, finally a sack. And then here's another one here. There you go, Romeo Quora. Seeing marginal progress. Marginal progress on the pass rush. For those of you who are wondering, as far as I can tell, Aiden Hutchinson has not gotten a sack in this game. In fact, let's bring up the box scores and see how they're doing in terms of the pass rush. The Lions have 6 tackles for loss. 2 by Jack Campbell, 1 by Derek Barnes, 1 by Aiden Hutchinson, 1 by Romeo Quora, which was the sack that we just saw. 1 by Bruce Irvin, who was the other sack. Meanwhile, there's been 4 pass deflections. 1 by Jalen Reeves-Maven, 1 by Brian Branch, 1 by Kirby Joseph, 1 by Cameron Sutton. Just reading the box score stats on the ESPN thing. Really? Must be very rainy in Pittsburgh or snowy. 3rd and 17 for the Saints. Car and shotgun. Processing. Wounded Dr. Kamara, but not enough for the first down, but there's a flag. Ooh, Carr looks down. He looks injured. What happened? Oh, Bruce Irvin. Oh. Yeah, that's roughing the passer by Bruce Irvin. He just hit him really hard there. So such an old school player. He's probably not accustomed to the new rules. Oof. I can see that being a talking point on like GPS. So like, oh, Bruce Irvin's been like playing like the old school things like 10 years ago, and he just goes back now in, and he's not like accustomed to the new tackling and roughing the passer rules. Like he just comes back and things are different, and he gets that. Or I could just envision like Perna's voice doing that or something like that. Oh, speaking of Perna, I did buy this from Benchwarmer Brew. I'm covering the swear word just in case there's children watching here, but this is from Brandon Perna's coffee store online, Benchwarmer Brew, from Brandon Perna. That's Good Sports, and I finally bought it. Smells really good too. I just haven't gotten around to actually making a cup of coffee or coffee itself because I don't have a coffee maker right now. So yeah. Exactly, Beast. Screw the ref's flavor. When the Lions play the Broncos and I live stream that game, I'm going to use the fact that I made this. I'm going to try to do raid bait and try to get Perna to raid me with it. So we'll see how it goes, what happens there. So if you're watching my live stream during that and you're watching now, just be prepared for that. The goal is to get Perna to raid me. I would normally aim for Grassi to raid me, but he's already raided me twice. So, or maybe Grassi will raid me again at Perna's request, and Perna will be a part of that raid. But, I mean, Perna usually has a large following with his streams too, right? So, and I've been starting to watch, like, I'm being more interactive with Perna's content as well, so. They didn't say. I guess it depends on Hang on. I'm checking the play-by-play. It's a 15-yard penalty. I think it's first down, yeah. Again, we don't wish injury on any player. It was a 15-yard penalty, so yeah, it's 1st and 10 now. Because that was a 3rd and out play. Jameis Winston. All right. What's the deal with Taysom Hill? Because Saints fans have been cheering when he's in while booing while Derek Carr was out. So 1st and 10 for the Saints on the Detroit's 31-yard line. And he's running it himself. Taysom Hill gets just shy of the first down. Taken out by Barnes. 10:05 to go in the 4th quarter. I think the Saints have enough playmakers to maybe make something happen, but I hope not. I'm hoping for another Lions turnover or clutch play. That makes sense. So he's a jackknife, pretty much. Second and 3 at the 22-yard line. And around backfield. He's tackled in the backfield. Brought down. Quinton Bohanna on that stop. And I think Jalen Reeves-Maybin was part of that too. Reeves-Maybin's done some good things on defense too. He had a key pass deflection earlier, and he helped stall him so that the Lions could finish off that tackle for loss. So Lions' defensive line has done some good things in this game. So 3rd and 13 now. Passing. Pass is off. Dipped and caught. Oh, my gosh. Knocked out at the 1. The Lions defensive player tipped the ball, and then it went right into the Saints receiver's hands. That's bad luck right there. Beast, I blame you. You jinxed us. Just kidding. Brian Branch got his hand on it. Is that Olave that caught it? Jacobs had good coverage on that too. If Branch didn't do that, Jacobs probably would have caught it for a pick 6. Oof. Keeping it. Taysom Hill's keeping it. Just short of the goal line, I think. I guess Carr's coming. No, that's. Come on, Lions. We need to stop. Come on. Kamara with his 3rd touchdown in the second half. When was the last time Kamara had a touchdown in any game before this? Do the Saints go for 2 or do they just go for 1? I mean, I think they go for 1 because it'd be like a 5-point game versus a 4-point game. Who's the Lions guy in the glasses standing next to Goff? Meanwhile, Carr is walking, looks like he's walking to the locker room. Okay, extra point is up and good. Oh, man. It's a good thing the Lions got that touchdown before from that turnover from Jameson Williams. Otherwise, you know. All right, we got a ball game. Lions are going to get the ball next. So I think this is the point where you kind of start running the ball more and just start eating time off the clock since you have the lead. Because the Saints would need a touchdown to take the lead. JMO's got more involved too. There was an end zone pass in the end zone, but Goff decided to go with his favorite target, which was St. Brown. So, yeah, this has got to be the third game that Peoples-Jones has been playing in, and he's barely done anything. So maybe that's the key. Maybe, but then again, Goff barely passes it to the extra receiver anyway. I'm assuming Josh Reynolds is the wide receiver, but if it's Marvin Jones Jr., he barely passed it to him, and when he did, he didn't do much with it. And then before that, it was DJ Chark, and it took pretty much until the week after Thanksgiving for Chark to really get involved. I see the announcer's back, but it looks like a commercial. So, as far as the Lions defense in general goes, I've seen them make improvements, but still they're giving up points. So, but they have a couple of sacks in this game, some tackles for losses, some key pass deflections, and they have that turnover from the fumble. We just need to close this out. We just need to start eating time off the clock. Just make no mistakes. Oh, yeah, the previewing 49ers and Eagles. And I'll be live streaming that. We were asking this in the chat earlier, who we thought was going to win this Eagles and 49ers game. I said it would be a close one, but I picked the 49ers. I just think the Eagles are just due for a loss. That being said, the Eagles have been playing super well this year, so 1st and 10 for the Lions. Goff, play action. Dumps off to Gibbs, but he gets tackled in the backfield. Some Saints guy without a helmet also helped with the tackle. I think everybody's just tired of seeing the Eagles doing too well all the time, and they're hoping for something to switch it up. 49ers. I think that's probably what that is. I'm kind of in that same category, too. I'm curious to see how well the 49ers can play against the Eagles with a healthy Brock Purdy. So, 2nd and 16. Goff and shotgun. Passes it to Laporta. Gains about 5 yards there. Forced out of bounds. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens later. Plus, Nick Sirianni's taunting the fans after that Chiefs game's like, see ya! Kind of rubbed me the wrong way with the Eagles, too. So I kind of am hoping the Eagles lose because of that, deep down, in my humble opinion. Goff takes the snap. Pressuring, gets the throw. Montgomery drops it. That would have been a first down. Shoot. He did not fumble it. Montgomery just dropped the pass. See, I thought they should have been running the ball and trying to eat time there. Now they have to punt it with 6:08 left in the game. Now it gives the Saints the chance to march down the field and take the lead. This is kind of where I disagree with what happened there. There's a flag down as he makes it to the 33. Waiting to see what the flag is. Holding receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. All right. That should help a little bit. Yeah, the check down stuff. Yeah, I didn't agree with that. I thought they should have just run the ball, let the clock run and that sort of stuff. That's probably the one drive I disagree with what they were doing. And if it's Goff's decision to check down to that stuff, then yeah. Carr is out of the game officially. Concussion protocol, shoulder and back injury also. Winston's in for the rest of this game. 1st and 10 at the 19. Fakes it. Checks down to Kamara. He gets a first down at the 28. Come on, Lions defense. Prove me wrong with the videos I've made this last week. The Saints need a touchdown. If they do a field goal, the Lions would still be ahead by 2 points. It's 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. They hand it off to Kamara. And Kamara is not tackled still. He gets another first down. God dang it. Come on. Don't give this game to the Saints. All right, they're giving it to Hill. He's running around and gets 7 yards, 8 yards. Second and 2, they pitch it to Jamal Williams. Goes out of bounds. I think just shy of the first down. No, he got enough. Dang it. Detroit has all 3 of their timeouts while the Saints have 2 left. 3:48 to go in the game. And shotgun. Hill goes up the middle, gains a few yards. Winston's in. He's processing, passes. Oh, incomplete. Third and 6 now. Whistling. What's the whistling? That receiver was open, but he kind of missed him. Off to the right. Ali McNeil's injured again. Dang it. He's one of those players I don't want to see get injured a lot. Winston's in. Jamal Williams is in. Kamara's in. Olave, Callaway, Bowden. Winston processing. Incomplete again. Whew. Tracy Walker covering the Kamara, and it was incomplete. No flags. 4th and 6. They're going for it on 4th down. 4th and 6 at the 40-yard line. Winston passes it. Incomplete, intended for Olave. Turnover on downs. The Lions brought the house on that one, forced him to pass. It was incomplete. Not very accurate, intended for Olave. 2:56 to go in the game. Yeah, he threw behind Olave on that one. Or Olave kind of tripped up and messed up the timing of that. Like I was saying, Lions back on the offensive side of the ball. The Saints kind of have some divisions on their team. One side's Derek Carr and people. The other is Chris Olave and other people. I noticed that early in the season. Montgomery, they're running the ball. Gains a couple of yards, but the clock is running. And now New Orleans has to do their second timeout. Announcers are saying they're rooting for the Eagles because they want to catch San Francisco for the 2 seed. 2nd and 8. The way I see it, one of those teams is going to lose, which will help the Lions in some way. Why are you passing? Intended for St. Brown, incomplete. As long as we win the NFC North, that's fine with me. I guess if it's 2 or 3 seed, it depends on, I guess, which opponent we get in the first round. Imagine if we get the Vikings in the first round playoffs just after playing them like 2 out of the last 3 games. 3rd and 8. Goff and shotgun. They're going to pass it again, aren't they? Yeah. Laporta catches it for the first down. All right. I won't complain about that one. Laporta's key on those key first down catches there. I love that, Laporta. Yeah! My nickname for him is Superman's Chin. 9 catches, 139 yards, 1 touchdown. 2:07 to go and counting. Goff under center. At the 47-yard line. Handoff to Montgomery. Gains 3 yards. Yeah, Laporta's having a good career so far. They showed a graphic about how he's trying to catch some other Eagles rookie. Excuse me a second. It's me chewing on the cauliflower. Anyway, they showed a graphic earlier of comparing Laporta's rookie season stats to some Eagles rookie tight end stats, and he's already tied him for touchdowns, but he's catching him for like reception yards and that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's a long way to go, but we'll definitely see about Laporta. So he's definitely having a good rookie year, which is what we need this year so far. I remember in the NFL draft, everybody was talking about we knew there was going to be a big run on tight ends in the early second round area, but everybody was talking about Darnell Washington. I was talking about Darnell Washington too, and Dalton Kincaid and Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave. The Packers drafted 2 of those guys. So, and I knew Detroit and Green Bay. They were both going to go for tight ends in that part of the draft. And I thought they were both going to go after Washington, and it was going to kind of turn into a competition as who's to get there first, which is why I liked when the Lions traded down from the 6th pick and they acquired that early second round pick because I knew they were going to get the tight end that they wanted there. Turned out it was Sam Laporta. So if you go back and watch my NFL draft videos talking about that stuff, you'll understand my perspective with all that. But unbeknownst to all of us at the time, apparently Darnell Washington had a medical red flag, which caused him to drop all the way to the 3rd round. So there's always that one player in the draft every year that everybody thinks is going to get drafted very high. There's a lot of hype around them, but then they drop unexpectedly because unbeknownst to us, they had a medical red flag at the combine that the teams knew about that we didn't. So. Wildcard teams, Cowboys, Vikings, Seahawks. Which of those 3 teams would you rather face in the first round? In the hunt, Packers, Rams, Saints. 2nd and 8 for the Lions. Brock Wright in motion. Handoff to Montgomery. Tackled in the backfield. Why is the clock not running? Oh, the Saints are using their final timeout here. Yeah, it depends on the system, I guess. Darnell Washington was thought as an elite blocking tight end, as well as a large red zone target, which is why I think he was highly coveted. and highly talked about, which we thought would fit perfectly in Dan Campbell's system too. But Laporta's been doing well in his own right too. Saints have another injury, number 97, helped off the field by trainers. Third and 9. Goff under center. They're passing. Play action. He's scrambling. Gets it off. He caught it. Reynolds caught it for a key first down. Josh Reynolds. He's always clutch when you least expect it. Man, oh man. Reynolds sold it or whatever. He looked like he was blocking, then he just does a seam across the field and catches it. Key first down there. And now Goff is taking a knee. With the clock running, 108, 107. The Lions are going to escape New Orleans with the win. Woo! Kind of was worried a little bit there, but the Lions took care of business. So the Saints had an admirable comeback. Now the Lions are 9-3. 9-3. Ooh, I love that flag of the Lions thing. I got to get me one of those for my background. I almost just want the Seahawks just because I hate them so much, and I just want to really relish in defeating them in the playoffs in what would be the most important game. As far as which team would be the easiest, probably the Vikings, in my opinion. I mean, they lost to the Bears. What does that tell you? Yeah, the Lions already have as much wins this year than they did last year, officially. I'm going to go ahead and read some of the box score stats, and then I'm going to end the stream and then start the next one. All right. That's the final of this game. Going to box score. Jared Goff, 16 for 25, 213 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Derek Carr, he was 17 for 22 with 226 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And then Taysom Hill, 0 for 2 for the quarterback stuff, but Jameis Winston, 2 for 5 for 41 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. That's the quarterbacks there. Detroit rushing. David Montgomery, 18 carries for 56 yards, 1 touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, 8 carries, 60 yards, no touchdowns. But Jameson Williams, 1 carry for 19 yards and 1 touchdown. That was on that double reverse jet sweep thing. And then Khalif Raymond, 1 carry for 9 yards. And then New Orleans rushing. Taysom Hill, 13 carries, 59 yards, 1 touchdown. Alvin Kamara, 14 carries, 51 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Jamal Williams, 5 carries. Don't do that, ad. Detroit receiving. Sam Laporta, 9 receptions, 140 yards, and 1 touchdown. He had a lot of key first down catches there, so he was clutch for us there. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 2 receptions, 49 yards, 1 touchdown. Not his biggest game, but, a win is a win. Jameson Williams, 1 catch for 11 yards. I remember that was early in the game. That kind of got the scoring going. That was like the first big play of that first drive there. And then New Orleans receiving, Chris Olave, 5 receptions, 119 yards. Alvin Kamara, 6 receptions, 58 yards. Jimmy Graham, 1 reception for 6 yards and a touchdown. A.T. Perry, 1 reception for 30 yards. And then Khalif Raymond, he had a fumble recovery after he fumbled it. He recovered his own fumble on special teams, and Pascal was recorded as getting the fumble recovery on that one play. And then Derek Carr had a fumble that he lost. Tackles for loss for the Lions. Jack Campbell had two of them. Derek Barnes had 1. Quentin Bahama had a tackle for loss. I remember that one. That was a nice play. Aiden Hutchinson had a tackle for loss. Romeo Okwara, he had a tackle for loss, which was a sack. That was another key play. That was good, too. Bruce Irvin had a sack earlier in the game, which was a tackle for loss. He also had that roughing the passer hit, which took Derek Carr out of the game. And then, pass deflections. Brian Branch had 1. Reeves Maben had 1. Kirby Joseph had 1. Cameron Sutton had 1. And then for the Saints, Nephi Sewell had 2 tackles for loss. Zach Bond had 1 tackle for loss. Cameron Jordan had a tackle for loss. Tenon Kepesengogalan had a tackle for loss. I butchered that name. I'm sorry. And then Branch had an interception. Now, team stats. Detroit had 18 first downs while New Orleans had 23. So New Orleans offense really caught up in the second half, I guess. Detroit had 56 plays, and the Saints had 67 plays on offense. Total yards, Detroit 347, while the Saints had 362. Both teams had 12 drives. Lions had 205 passing yards, while the Saints had 249. Rushing, 142 yards for the Lions. Saints had 113. Red zone. The Lions were 3 for 5. The Saints were 4 for 4. Each team had 6 penalties. Lions for 45 yards, and then Saints for 50 yards. Turnovers. The Saints had 2 turnovers, which the Lions, where they gave the ball away, which the Lions recovered. So that proved to be a key point there. Time of possession, the Lions had 27-50, while the Saints had 32-10. So that gives you kind of an idea there. Stop with the ads. All right. So that's pretty much that. Yes, Green, the Lions did good. They got the win, and at the end of the day, a win is a win. So, and that being said, like any other week, they have things to clean up. So, all right. So, yeah, this is going to be it for this stream. I'm going to be starting up the live stream, the Eagles and 49ers soon. I'll see you guys there if you want to join me. But, yeah, the Lions got the win. So, 9-2, few more wins. Hopefully we can clinch the NFC North by Christmas. Here's hoping. The Vikings are on a bye week this week, but, until then, go Lions, one pride.